Hey, good Thursday evening, everybody. I am Chief Meteorologist Dave Turley here with your The Weather Now update. And what we are seeing is the latest on Hurricane Florence, which is still moving into parts of the coastal areas here of North Carolina as we speak. And we are continuing to monitor that. Right now, we got winds at 100 miles per hour. It's Category 2 hurricane, and the movement is still to the northwest. It's still making that trip out there to the northwest at about 5 miles per hour, and the strongest winds are still just off the coast in the outer range into the band here, the eye wall. But some of the outer bands are making their way on inland, and we're getting a very heavy rain band now moving up through eastern areas of North Carolina, and we're seeing some of the gustier winds out there as well. So we thank you for joining us on this update here on what's going on. If you have questions or comments, please go to our WTOC Facebook page, and I will be trying to answer some of those questions as we get over there and get a little bit further into this update. If you're watching on our Roku app or Amazon Fire TV or at WTOC.com, that's a great place to get this information. Let's go ahead and show you some of the current winds. And we're seeing winds gusting up to 81 miles per hour right now over at Cherry Point, which is just down from New Bern, just inland from the coast here. Cape Hatteras seeing 53 mile per hour winds, and you see 66 mile per hour wind gusts over in Jacksonville. Lesser amounts as you get further inland, Rocky Mount over towards Elizabeth City, even over towards Raleigh right now. The storm itself has produced a lot of rain. This is an estimated rain totals close to 6 inches already. Again, that heavy band is moving in, so that'll add up those totals very quickly there for eastern North Carolina. Now, what we're looking at is still hurricane force winds extending out about 80 miles from the center. So they are going to get some hurricane winds here along the coastal areas, especially in some of those outer rain bands. And we're trying to see some of the gustier winds, maybe in this little rain band here, moving south into Myrtle Beach and trying to get into the Charleston area. But right now, tropical storm force winds extend outward about 195 miles from the center. So that really puts any tropical storm wind potential right now still well out to the north of our areas. The storm is about 290 miles or so to the northeast of our region. So we're going to keep it pretty quiet here, I think, for the rest of tonight, even into our Friday. We'll take a look at the official track from the National Hurricane Center, and that still shows a landfall expected sometime tomorrow, either late morning or early afternoon. By 2 p.m., it's already inland and weakened down to a Category 1 as it interacts with the land and gets away from its moisture source, the warm waters there of the Atlantic. And it's going to move very slowly. So there's Friday at 2 p.m., and then it's weakening back to a tropical storm by Saturday 2 a.m., so basically Friday night. And then over the next 12 hours, it's still moving into northern areas here of South Carolina, well north of the Charleston area into Saturday. That keeps the most of any type of impact from our area to our north through Saturday morning. Now, the storm is still expected to take a little bit of a dip here across parts of South Carolina before getting back over towards Columbia, heading into late Saturday, and then getting up into the upstate of South Carolina by Sunday at 2 o'clock as a tropical depression. But it will be weakening the whole time it's moving across South Carolina. And as it does do that, the winds will be as far as they are not so much around the center of the storm as you would expect with a tropical system, but once the storm makes landfall, they do tend to expand out as the storm begins to weaken. So we're going to see those tropical storm force winds expand out, and I do think we have at least a potential for seeing some of those tropical storm winds into our area. The best potential for that into our low country areas, Beaufort County, Jasper, Hampton counties. We definitely could see some winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. Tropical storm force winds are at 39. Potential for maybe 50 mile per hour wind gusts still up there in the low country, although that's a much lower potential. I think all of our Georgia areas will have a much lesser chance for seeing any of those stronger winds over 50 miles per hour. And certainly the heavy rain potential is very low as of right now because we're on the south side of that storm. And really a lot of these storms have the heaviest rain totals on the north side of the storm. So that's good news for us. Not really expecting any tidal flooding from any storm surge with more of an offshore flow to the wind. That'll tend to suppress any chance for that. But if you get any of those heavy rain bands trying to set up, you could get some localized flooding with any of the street flooding possible. Here's a look at the chance for tropical storm force winds. And again, not likely to doubtful here. This goes through Monday at 11 p.m. for most of our Georgia areas, even Savannah, not likely, not expected to see any tropical storm force winds. But it's possible as you get up to Beaufort and into Hampton. And just to the north, it's going to be likely as you head up towards Charleston and into the Columbia area. Much better chance for seeing those tropical storm force winds, again, just to the north of our area. So let's go hour by hour, taking you through your rest of your Thursday evening. There's a storm off the coast. We're looking at quiet weather. Again, it's an offshore wind for us, a northwesterly wind coming up here for tonight. Heading on into our Friday, it'll be nice and quiet, I think, across the region. The rain will be well to the north of us. So Friday looks to be a good day. I do think it'll be a little breezy out there. You see by 3:30, west-northwest wind at 15, maybe some gusts 20, 25 miles per hour. Can't get ruled out, especially up in the low country areas and along the coast. But that's about it for your Friday. I think it's actually going to be a very nice day coming up. Now, as we head into Saturday and the storm starts to get a little bit closer, I think our rain chances in our northern areas start to increase first as we head through the afternoon. And it all depends on how the system moves. It's a little further southward. We might try to bring a little bit more rain showers into our South Carolina or into our Georgia areas. But the bulk of the rain right now expected to stay just to the north of our area. I'm going to show you two different computer models right now, the GFS and the European computer model. The GFS has been a little bit further north and a little bit less as far as the rain totals go. So there we go, Saturday through 1 a.m. It's basically late Friday night. The storm making its way here. Look at all the heaviest rain into northern areas of South Carolina and into North Carolina. Not really bringing much in the way of any rain for our area Saturday night and even into Sunday. Pretty quiet. Now as the storm exits, we're more on the south and east side of that system. That might try to bring in a little bit of shower activity here Sunday night and into Monday. So that, according to GFS, will be their best chance for seeing showers as the storm is actually moving away. How much rain? Well, maybe anywhere between 0.2 to an inch of rain. Not really expecting much. The most we see is up in Hampton at a little over an inch of rain, but only about 300s in Nahunta and Waycross about 400s. So again, the GFS is a little bit lower on those rain chance totals. Let's get the European model. European model brings the system a little bit further down and a little bit stronger, so that's going to increase some of the rain chances. But even the European model is keeping most of the steadiest, heaviest rain well to the north of us, from Charleston along I-26 into Columbia and then northward. And as you see going into Sunday at 9 o'clock, it's pulling away from the area. This gets at least a chance for a shower trying to develop there on Monday as well. So that's why we are including at least a potential chance for the showers coming up here on Monday. But their rainfall totals a little bit more, 1 to 2 inches here in our northern areas, and then much lesser amounts across our far southern areas. So that's the way it's looking right now. Looking at the potential for winds, 30 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts in our northern areas, especially South Carolina. Again, that's really going to be late Saturday into early on Sunday. And then a general 15 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. That's it here for most of the rest of the viewing area. And again, the rainfall totals highest in our northern areas, depending on the exact track, and then lower amounts of rain as you get further down to the south. So the impacts, again, will be more of a wind event, tropical storm wind event, which could still produce some power outages. Sporadic power outages can't be ruled out. You get a 40, 50 mile per hour wind gust in there, and that's enough to do some damage to some tree branches, tree limbs, which could fall on some power lines and cause some power concerns. So that's the main concern, what we're looking at right now. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at our feed over here and see if we have any questions, people wanting to say hi and comment on what's going on. Move this over here into the shot just a little bit more. And we got some people commenting on here. Let's see. You're welcome, Faye. Hello to you. Nice to see you. Hello, Christina from Eden. Nice to see you. God bless you too, Jacqueline. Nice to see you. And Carolyn says, so tell me why so many Georgia counties are canceling school if there's no probability for any. Let me see if I can see the comment. I can't see more of the comment. It says see more, and I can't see more of it. But I can tell you they were probably just going on the side of caution, erring on the side of caution for the potential for getting some tropical storm force winds into the area. It still looks like it's going to be more of a Saturday event, Saturday night especially, and into Sunday for any of that. But I cannot speak for what's happening with anybody who makes decisions like that. Let's see. Thank you, Missy. Hello to you. Let's see. Darien, Jennifer wants to know what's going on with Darien and Brunswick. Again, you're further down to the south, much less impacts, it looks like, on the area down there into the Brunswick area. I think you could probably see that we can have at least maybe a quarter to a half inch of some rain showers. That might be more for you guys coming up possibly on Monday, it looks like, as the storm is pulling away from the area. Not much of a wind event. We're looking, again, maybe 20, 25 mile per hour wind event for your area. So there you go. And the chances of power outages are high here in Savannah, or no? Missy wants to know. Again, not likely. We're not expecting tropical storm force winds getting into areas south of the Savannah region. It's going to be more up into our South Carolinas, where I think we'll have the better chance for seeing those tropical storm conditions into the area. So let's see here. Hello to you, Whitney. Nice to see you. Thanks, Rebecca. Hello. Nice to see you. Hello to you, Angie. Thanks, Dave from Bluffton, South Carolina. Hello to you, Kimberly and Militia. Nice to see you. And let's see. What exactly is Savannah getting? Kirsten wants to know. Again, you're looking at it right there. We got the potential for seeing some more of the rain showers in here, and I do think it's more of a Saturday event into a Sunday time frame for seeing some scattered showers, but most of that rain might stay just to the north of the Savannah area, and especially from Charleston into the Columbia region, we have a better chance for seeing that. And I do think it'll be a windy day coming up here for your Saturday. Winds could easily gust to 35 to maybe 40 miles per hour into the Savannah region. So that's what we're looking at right there. Ashley wants to know about Beaufort County. Again, same story. You're a little further north. You have a much better chance for seeing some of the gustier winds, and that's really more, again, late Saturday. You could see winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour, maybe even up to 55 in some of the higher gusts, even as you get closer to the coastal areas, depending on the exact track, again, of where that system is expected to be going. Nikita, thank you. You're welcome. I just talked about the Beaufort County. Let's see, Lyons area, Saturday night. Lyons area, again, you're looking at least a chance for seeing a few scattered showers. I think most of the activity will be north of your area, but it could be definitely a breezy night coming up. You're going to see winds 25, maybe 30 to 35 miles per hour into the overnight hours. Flooding chances, Carolyn wants to know. Again, we're not expecting an offshore flow. The tides have been running a little bit above the astronomical values, but that should help tend to suppress the offshore winds, the tides from really getting above the flood criteria, flood stages here. So again, we're not really expecting a lot of flooding concerns in here for Friday and even into our Saturday, which is going to be great news. Now, the flooding chances, again, if you get any of those rain bands setting up, which could produce some locally heavy rain in a short period of time, like you see in those thunderstorm chances, well, I can't rule that out coming up here later Saturday and into Sunday. Debbie wants to know any serious flood in Chatham. Again, I just talked about that for you. Any issues for the airport on Saturday? Leanne wants to know. I can't say. I can say that there's at least the potential for seeing some of those tropical storm winds in here. Again, maybe up to about 39 miles per hour in some of the higher gusts, but the greatest potential will be north of the Savannah airport area. So I guess they're going to be making their decisions. So if you have travel plans, make sure you're tuning in either your carrier or the airport itself to check for updates. Hello to you, Trish. Risa says, I have to work Sunday. Will the weather be affecting driving conditions? I think there's at least a chance for some showers coming up here on Sunday, and it will be kind of a breezy day out there as well. So we'll have to be keeping our eyes on that. Hello, Mandy from Ludowici. Nice to see you. Octavia, nice to see you too. Hello to you, Denise. You're welcome for the updates, Eric. Let's see. Any tropical storm force winds likely in Brooklet and Statesboro? Not likely, Megan, based on the current track. We don't expect that coming up into Bullock County. You will see some winds gusting 30 to 35, so not quite tropical storm force winds, but it'll be a windy day coming up here for your Saturday and even into your Sunday. Let's see. Hey, from Black Creek, hello to you. Kimberly and Angel, hello to you. What's up, Bruce? How are you? Nice to see you, and nice to see you, Karen. Are we experiencing any storm surge now? Alexis, we're actually seeing more of an offshore flow to the wind. So as Florence was actually making its way east of our area yesterday, was pushing a lot of the water up into the area. So we're not expecting to see any of the flooding going on now that the storm is still to the northeast of our area. We are on the backside of that. It's an offshore flow, a northwesterly to westerly, northerly breeze out there, and that'll tend to push a lot of the water out and not get it too heavy. So we're not looking at the storm surge, certainly not what they're seeing and expecting into anywhere north of where that center is going to go, eastern North Carolina, maybe even up towards the Myrtle Beach area, depending on the exact track of that system. So again, that's the way it's looking right now. We are going to be giving another live update coming up on air on WTOC, a quick little update at the top of the hour. And if you have any more comments or questions, go to our WTOC Facebook page. We'd be happy to answer that for you. Until then, have yourself a great evening. Don't forget, you can always get the latest information on our WTOC Hurricane Center page and at WTOC.com. Have yourself a great Thursday.